Hello, good day to all of you. My name is Blair and welcome to another OS operating system. Today, we're gonna take a look into one of the distro flavor of Ubuntu, and it is one of the famous desktop, one of the top 3 desktop right here in Linux. So let's take a look into this Ubuntu Cinnamon 24.04.1 LTS. So before anything else, of course, we're gonna head into the website first. Let's go to my Brave browser. So let's type in Ubuntu Cinnamon.org. Alright, we are now in Ubuntu Cinnamon.org. This is a community-driven distro from Ubuntu, and it is actually featuring the Linux Mint desktop environment. And it is fast and full of feature and most traditional modern desktop you ever love. Okay, so I think it is similar to Windows 7. Yes, there it is. Let's zoom in. So it is similar like Windows 7, but it has the cinnamon flavor. This is the Linux Mint official flagship desktop environment, and it is elegant, stable, and speedy. And of course, let's try to boot this one. You could also dual boot with your Windows if you are not yet ready to fully adapted to Linux. Of course, you still have the option, but for me, I am already a user ever since Linux was launched. So I also grown up with the Unix operating system. So I don't have any problem with that one. And of course, during my elementary days, I was already introduced to Sun OS and several operating system which is not Windows at all. So that is why until now I still keep coming back to different operating system and their desktop environment. Okay, let's try to download. Let's click right here, go to the download. So they have the recommended, of course, this one. It is the 24.04.1, the Noble Nobat LTS. It stands for the long-term support, and it will be maintained until mid of 2026. You also have the option to download the not the LTS but the 24.10, which is a little bit like beta for the upcoming 25.04, but it is not yet a fully contained feature which is jam-packed with stability. Okay, so let's try to download this one. So if you want to download the ISO file, just click right here and then download it, put it onto the bootable USB. Either you use the Balena Etcher. I recommend the Balena Etcher. It is more simple than other bootable USB apps. But make sure your USB is backed up because it will erase everything. So download this one and put it in the bootable USB. Okay, let's close this one. So I'll be using my trusted boxes. It is much simpler and simple compared to others. If you're more in technical, well, you could use others like the virtual machine or the Oracle VirtualBox. But for me, I'll be using the Genome boxes. Okay, let's add this one. I'll be using the installed file, the ISO file. I have already the download of Ubuntu Cinnamon 24.0.1. Okay, let's open that one. I'll be giving this 8 gigabytes and storage space will be 30 gigabytes. And let's create this one. Okay, so we have the grub already. So let's full screen this one so that you will not be distracted. So we have the try right here, or the Cinnamon safe graphics, but I'll be using try and install. So as initial in the live boot, we have a little bit like slow to boot everything because it will be loading into your computer as a live boot session. So please wait for a while. Alright, so we are now in our live boot, which is, you can try this if you wanted to. It is fully functionable. So as you can see, we could like use everything right here. And of course, you have also the installation right here, plus your trash, your folder for your home, and your computer. Of course, let's try to install this one. Installation process. Let's double click this one. Of course, choose your language. Next. And I'll just gonna be skipping this one. Keyboards will be English at the same time. I'll be using the wired. And interactive, it's okay. So you could like use it like very easy. Okay, so we have the minimize and the full feature of the Ubuntu Cinnamon desktop. So let's try to click this one. And the third-party software maybe later. And of course, I don't have any windows in my dist, so I could like erase everything. But if you have some windows, it will appear alongside. So you have another option before the manual. The manual will be right here on the bottom if there's some Windows partition. Okay, so let's click this one. Of course, the name of my computer will be my brand, and the password, I'll just give it like a 4-character and confirm it. And then let's click next. So I'm here in Bangkok, but if you're somewhere out there, like if you're in the Philippines, just click right here in the Philippines, your time zone in Manila. And of course, you could also change wherever you are right here. So it's up to you, okay? So click next, and of course we have the summary of your installation. It is general, summary, erased the disk. If you have Windows, it will be alongside if you wanted to. It's up to you. So you also have the installation right here on your disk, which is SDA, which means it is in drive A. It is the primary, not the drive C, because of course there's no brainer if you're using drive C as your primary. It is not like Windows that drive C is your primary. Come on, it's an all day thing. So it is much better to have the SDA as drive A as your primary drive. Security, of course, it will not be encrypted. This is just for a test or for, depends on your usage. If it is just personal and you don't have any need to encrypt your disk, it's okay. No proprietary software installed. Partition will be SDA 1, partition 1. Partition 2 will be the, of course, your formatted partition, and it is using the extent 4 or ext4. ext4 format with the forward slash as your partition. Okay, let's install that one. It will hit 100%, and then let's try to initial boot, reboot everything, and have the initial boot after that. Okay, so let's wait to hit 100%, and then let's look into that. So it will take a while. Okay, so let's wait. Okay, it's already done. Let's try to restart our computer and have our initial boot. Okay, we will try to enter our super secret password and then hit enter. Okay, welcome to our initial boot. So they don't have any welcome page or welcome app. So let's proceed to our desktop user interface. So this is the desktop user interface of the Ubuntu Cinnamon 24.04.1 LTS. Of course, it feels like Windows 7, and it has a start menu button right here on the lower left, and we have some icons, which is our quick launch, and the icons in the desktop, of course, just like in our Windows 7. And of course, on the lower right, we have the time and date and the notification, including our internet connection and the volume. And of course, this is the desktop wallpaper. You can choose whatever desktop wallpaper you want right here. So let's try to look into the appearance. Let's go to the appearance, which is somewhere here. So this is the appearance. You could change your background, your FX, of course, your selection of your fonts and themes. So let's try to start with the background. Of course, let me move that one so that you could see all of those stuff. So we have different choices right here. For example, you want to have the ink spot right here. There you have it. That is the ink spot. How about the, let's try to torch it. Yes. How about the pixels? Okay, the pixels, soft waves. Okay, let me see, what are the soft waves? Oh, okay, that's come from the Debian. Okay, how about your wallpapers? Okay, so you have Ubuntu Cinnamon wallpapers right here. You can choose different style, so it's still up to you what kind of wallpaper. How about this one? This is the, okay, this is the Ubuntu, no, this is the GNOME default background. So it's up to you if you wanted to. How about the folds? Okay, kind of nice, right? Let's go back to the wallpaper of the Ubuntu Cinnamon. Let me see. How about this one? It's a little bit lighter, right? How about this one? It's a little bit darker. If you have some pictures in the folder of the picture folder, you could also choose that one. But of course, well, just gonna stick with the Ubuntu wallpapers. Okay, how about the effects? Let's go to the effects. If you have the new and minimize, unminimize, exiting, of course, you have the tradition, you have the fly and move. How about if you try to use the fly for the unminimize and new? How about the closing, traditional or none? It's up to you. How about let's try to use the fly. And the minimize, how about the fade? Okay, let's try. Let's open this one. Okay, how about minimize? Okay, cool. How about the unminimize and minimize and close? Alright, so there you have it. We have the slow animation or the fast animation. How about the slow animation? Let's try. Okay, a little bit smoother. Okay, cool. Alright, and close. Okay, how about the traditional? I forgot how to do. Like, let's try to move. Okay. Okay, that's awesome. Let's go back to the settings of the appearance. How about font selections? It's up to you for the default font if you want the regular 11 size and the Ubuntu. But of course, you could also use different, like for example, the italic. How about the italic Ubuntu? Let's select that one. And then how about the desktop? Let's try to change the desktop. Let's go for the let me see, deja vu. How about that one? Deja vu, like that one. Let's try. Ooh, see, it is now italic with the deja vu font. Cool, right? How about the themes? Let's click the themes. So the themes, okay, we could like add more right here. Let's populate first. Let's try to download. It's about 97. Alright, so we have different themes. For example, let's try to download this one. I just want to test. Alright, it is now installing. How about this one? Looky. Okay. Of course, let's try to check out the settings. You have the dark mode. I want to use the dark mode, so let's use that one. The show of the icons, of course, we could like turn it on, turn it off. It's up to you. Okay. Buttons, well, okay, let's go back to the themes. So we have different types of themes right here. Let's try the Looky and let's click this one. Okay, now it is different icons. Cool. How about the what did I download? Oh, okay, this one, the Nakuto. The Nakuto, yes, different style. Okay, cool. How about the blue? Oh, it's now transparent. Cool. Oh, it is now different. Like, okay. How about the buttons of the application? We could also change that one. Like, for example, I like this olive. Let's try to look for the olive. Okay, the buttons. The buttons are different. Okay. Let me see. The highlight is different, right? How about the blue? Let's go out. See, it is now blue. Cool. How about let's go to the matte black, and then let's go back right here. Alright. Oh, it's now transparent. Cool. So you have all the functions of the appearance if you wanted to. Okay, so we already finished the appearance from the effects, themes, fonts, and backgrounds. So let's close this one. Oops. Okay. Okay. I didn't expect that one. Okay. So let's try to look into the application. Okay, so the application, we have the all apps right here. So you have the all apps, or you have the categories like the accessories. We have the calculator, characters, dist, fonts, G edits, G notes, and all those stuff, like including your virtual keyboards and of course your screenshot. How about the games? Well, okay, we have a lot of games right here. We have Sudoku, one of my personal favorites. We also have the Mahjong, the chest right here, and of course one of my personal favorite, the 2048 game. If you want to play the solitaire, you could also play that one. Okay, let's go to the graphics. Of course, we have the GNU image manipulator program, the scanner and the viewer, plus the image viewer and the library draw if you wanted to draw, edit, and make a flowchart and logos. For the internet, we have the Firefox web browser, and of course you have the hex chat for the chatting online, and the Thunderbird for the email client to receive and send your email without going to the website. Transmission, of course, if you have some BitTorrent, download and share files. For the Office, we have the LibreOffice suite, so it's absolutely for free. It feels like Office 97, so you could always use these analyze and the spreadsheet, draw for your logos and flowcharts, impress for your slideshow presentation. You have the math for your scientific formulas and equation, and the last one, we have the writer for the word processor. Of course, we also have some online accounts right here on the other folder category, plus the sound and video. We have the CD burner right here, or DVD burner. Brasero, it's Spanish. Okay, how about the cheese for your webcam to take some pictures and videos with your webcam at the same time with the graphical effects. We have the rhythm box for you to play and organize your music. Of course, it's up to you if you have the MP3. You also have the copying of the CD. Oh, of course, your CDs, ordinary audio CDs, so you could copy it. You also have the sound recorder for your microphone and playback, and the video player, just the ordinary GNU video player. For the administration, we have the Gparted for the packages. If you have the deb file and you want to install, so you don't need to use the terminal. If you're scared to use the terminal, you could always opt to GDebi package installer. You have also the power statistics printer software to download your software and remove software. You can use this one. This is also what we call the software center, that you could like search for some software and add and remove some software, plus updating. For the updater of your operating system and your application that need to be updated, this is what we go to. It is also sometimes flash into your notification, so that is the software updater. Of course, you also have the other software center package manager, the synaptic package manager. You could also install, remove, and update your software right here. If it is not available in the GNOME software center, you could also go to the synaptic package manager. And of course, your system monitor, terminal, and your users or your group, your preference, it's up to you. The applets, of course, this is what we call the desktop, the dislets or the applets. It's a small application for your desktop. Of course, additional drivers right here. If you have some proprietary or third-party configuration, you have Bluetooth manager, your color management center, your display, this desktop, and all those stuff, even your gesture if you're using the touch pad or the touch screen. Okay, for your graphics tablets, of course, you could adjust this one. Keyboards, if you have some additional keyboards that has different characters, mouse and touchpad settings right here, and all those stuff right here on your preference. Your system settings is also right here, and your system information. Of course, we also have the different folders from the home, desktop, document, music, pictures, videos, and downloads, and your recent when you open your recent files. And of course, you also have the system settings right here, plus your pigeon for your instant messenger or your chat or the RIC, and of course the terminal shortcut right here, plus your folder right here if you want to organize your files and access it. While right here you also have the screen lock if you are away, and if you want to log out your session, of course you could log out, and your shutdown, of course. Let's go to the software center. We have two software center, of course. Let's try to go to the software center of the genome. Let's open this one. So we have update. We need to update already. So we could click the update and of course enter our super secret password, and it will update it for you. Of course, we could also try to explore by using the search bar. For example, we are looking for some different office software suite. Of course, it will populate in a while. It's up to your internet connection. If you have some very fast internet service, but I only have I'm just ordinary. Okay, so we have different types of office suite right here. So you could download it. It is up to you. Okay, how about if we look for different specific software like the OnlyOffice, like this one? You have the OnlyOffice desktop editor. It is let's click that one so that you could see. So it is a office suite. It's basically the modern type of office suite, which is like the current Office 365. So it is absolutely for free, nothing to pay. Of course, if you're using the Microsoft 365, of course you're gonna pay every month. But right here in OnlyOffice, you could download this. It is also cross-platform, so it is also available for Windows, Linux, and Mac without any internet connection that you are forced with the Microsoft. And of course, plus you could also edit your PDF and convert it, vice versa. Of course, that is the beauty of our OnlyOffice. So it is not like Windows, Microsoft 365 that you are only limited for 3, which is your PowerPoint, Excel, and Word. But right here in OnlyOffice, that you could open in just one software. Of course, let's try to download so that you could see how to download right here in Linux. Just click install, nothing to do. And if it is asking for the password, of course, you have to enter your super secret password, just like in Mac OS. Because of course, Linux and Unix, the Mac OS is cousins. So it is like the same. You have to enter your super secret password. If you have some fingerprints, of course, you have to use the fingerprint if you wanted to. But of course, it is much better to use the keyboards instead of fingerprint. You have to add your fingerprint. But of course, if it is authenticated, of course, it will download it. Nothing to click. Just like in Microsoft, I think that's why I left one of the Microsoft that I've been using. I'm not using like Microsoft. It's because it's too, I don't know how I say this one. It's too complicated. For you, I think because you are already like using Microsoft, you're accustomed to the click this, click that, and whatever, click. But of course, right here in Linux, is just only install and password. Nothing to configure. Of course, it depends if you still want Windows. That is why these servers all over the world, 97 to 99%, it's fluctuating, but of course most of our servers are using Linux operating system. And of course, just like me, I'm not like the other guys that, or most of you who use Microsoft and always have the crash and something like problems all the time. Like for me, if I'm using the printer, I just plug the printer and then print. But in Windows, you have to enter the installer just to use the printer. Of course, in Linux, because most of your printer are Linux based, that's why. And of course, you need some installer. No offense to all of you guys, but I'm a user of Linux and Unix, Mac OS, so that's why I have this experience that I notice all the time. You need to have the installer. But right here in Linux, you don't need some installer for your scanner, printer, and all those stuff. It's just like plug and play everything. And of course, if you have some questions, feel free to ask me. Write it in the comments down below. So let's wait for the internet connection to reconnect and everything. And of course, if not, I'll be using my trusted mobile internet compared to the fiber optic. Oh my gosh, it's sometimes frustrating about this internet service. Of course, it's not like only right here in Thailand, which is I'm here, but also all over the world. Even in my home in the Philippines, of course, it still suck. It's still bad. So it is reaching 67%. So it's up to the internet connection. Of course, let's wait until it reaches 100%. While it is still downloading, let's search for another software. For example, we are looking for the Canon Live video editor. It is absolutely for free. Of course, we have the Canon Live. So you could also click right here if there is other sources. But right here you have the Deb package manager. So it will just be installed for you. Nothing to do anything, like just click install, and of course if they ask for your super secret password, and authenticate that one, and it will download it for you. Okay, let's go to the installed. If we have, it's still installing in process, so let's wait to complete 100%. Okay, we already have our installation complete, and of course let me see if we have some update to install. It will take a while, of course. It already finished. Okay, the last update was just only 30 minutes ago. Of course, let's close this one. It's already done. Let's try to check if we have some software already installed. Yes, our Canon Live video editor already up and running. Yay. Of course. Let's click that one. And how about let's try to look for the OnlyOffice. Yes, it's already here. The OnlyOffice, as I said, it has 4-in-1 application for your document, spreadsheet, presentation, and your PDF. Of course, if you want to change your settings, go down right here on the bottom, settings. You could also click right here if you want to scale 100% only. There. So it's up to you. If you want to have like 150, so when we click apply and restart, it will be scaled up to 150. Yay, right? So of course, let's just use the auto. Of course, you also have the options if you have the light or the dark mode. Just click that one, and after that it will restart. Then you have that one. So of course, let's open the document. As you can see, it is like our Word. How about when we open the spreadsheet? It is also look like our Excel. And of course, if we also click the presentation for like the PowerPoint, it's look like PowerPoint at the same time, right? So how about the PDF? Yes, the PDF editor and viewer are all the same. You could always edit if you wanted to. See, as you can see, it is .pdf right here, .pptx right here. On our Excel we have xlsx, and for the document we have the .docx or the docs, right? So it's just this same, all the same, right? Of course, let's close that one. And of course, our remarks and conclusion for this operating system. Well, basically it is nice. It is nice. It's look like and feels like Windows 97 with a Linux, and very easy. Not like Windows that you are like constantly like asking for, is this okay, is this the yes or no. Right here in Linux, if you install it, it will install it for you, and I will update it for you. And of course, it also asks for your authentication if you allow it. If you have some question, feel free to ask me. Write it in the comments down below. The installation, of course, it's easy. It is not too hard. It is just only like 10 to 15 minute installation, and it's perfectly fine compared to Windows. When you install, you need about at least 3 hours to install everything. But right here in Linux, we just only use 10 to 15 minutes. That is why your Android is actually Linux. That is one of our distro. And of course, Unix, the Mac OS, which is our Linux, is based on. So that is why it is like the same how to handle. And how about feels like? The feels like it's just like Windows 7. It is so easy, and you can customize whatever you want. User experience, Ubuntu Cinnamon 24.04.1 LTS is much better compared to the vanilla Ubuntu, which is the original Ubuntu. I think in the original Ubuntu you need to have the configuration because it is just the original, so you need to look for the correct type of settings for your computer. But right here in Ubuntu Cinnamon 24.04.1, it will be easy as breeze. So my experience, it is very easy, and it is just ordinary desktop. I could recommend this for new user and newcomer to Linux. How to shut down, of course, just like in Windows or in Mac. Just go right here in the start menu and then click right here on the power button and click shut down. You have the option, of course, restart, cancel, and suspend. Suspend is just like log out, okay? Restart, it's just like rebooting. And of course, Shutdown is shutdown, of course. That's it. If you have some questions, feel free to ask me. Write it in the comments down below. I'm Blair, your science and computer and mathematics teacher. Bye for now and see you in the next episode of OS Operating System. Bye for now and see you in the next episode. Ciao. Now let's click shutdown. Shutdown.